So we're about halfway through this year, and recently I've really been reflecting on what are my intentions with my social media, because I think I started this kind of Instagram back in 2025 where a lot of things happened for me, and 2025 was kind of a direction changing year in terms of being open to so many things. I had so many life experiences, and I had this innate sense that I needed to share myself with others, and that I needed to help others. I also underwent kind of a beginning spiritual awakening, understanding spirituality and wanting to understand that more. And then in January, I had a psychic reading that kind of pushed this concept upon me that I needed to help others, that was part of my purpose, sharing and helping others. And so I ended up doing was creating different handles and practicing, like my videos have been practicing that idea of sharing things that come to me and things that I think might be helpful to others. It landed me in a place where I created Beth Coaching. And I think I felt like I needed to be in a position of being perfect, of having all the answers, of having all the knowledge, becoming a coach and helping other people. And I started looking into coaching and realizing that at this time in my life, I don't have the finances to invest in a coaching qualification journey. And I would speak to other coaches and they were talking constantly about having a niche and how to market yourself. And something felt a bit wrong, like it didn't really fit me. And I've kind of had this realization over the last few weeks. It was triggered a little bit by a conversation with my sister, actually, where she'd mentioned, you say all these things online, you give people nuggets of information, but, are you following your own advice? And she was saying it in a jokey way, but it really helped this realization be born in the last few weeks, which is that I haven't set intentions clearly with my social media. I've been trying to create videos for an audience that I vaguely think that I understand, and trying to be in a position of somebody who knows has all the knowledge and the answers, and they're sharing it with somebody else. And I'm trying to create and curate videos through that lens, and it's not working, and it comes across disingenuous, because the reality is that's not where I'm at in my life right now. I am not the person with all the answers. I am in a space in my life. I have turned 30. I still live at home. I haven't figured out what I'm doing perfectly with my job. My finances are not thriving at the moment. I have not got my life pat down. And I realized that what I've been doing is completely misinterpreting the point of my ability to help others. I was so focused on the idea that I needed to be a teacher, I needed to be a guide, that I actually missed the point. And the point right now is that I am not the guide, I am the student. So I kind of had this realization that I'm a student of life. I've been a learner my entire life. I love learning. And so when I've been doing the videos, I've been restricting it to what I think people want, but my social media has not been channeled through me, through what I actually want, which was huge for me to realize the other day. You're not posting content you want. You're not talking about things you want. You're thinking about an imaginary audience that doesn't really exist. And this niche idea was always difficult for me because I don't fit into a niche. I'm fascinated by so many different parts of human experience and human emotion. I believe that we are souls here embodied in a human experience. I believe in, and I'm interested in, psychology, personal development. Spirituality is huge for me right now. And there's loads of different things. Like I've been researching things like human design and Reiki and crystals, and manifestation books. And I've realized that my filtering through the idea of what people want mean that I'm not producing social media that feels like me. So I came up with this concept of I am basically a university student of life. And this space now, this social media, I want it to be my university of becoming. And that is my purpose. I am not here as an expert. I think what my purpose is in the social media space is to show you the human experience, to show you my journey into becoming, to figuring things out, and share it with you. And hopefully you can use this place as a community, a place to explore, a place to have conversations about the same passions as me, without this hierarchy and without this sense that you should follow these steps and get this result. I think social media has become so disingenuous, and I think it's lacking authenticity. And I realise that's maybe where my niche comes in. This idea that I want to be honest with you guys. I want to follow the passions, the curriculum, the seminars, the lectures of the things that I enjoy. And I encourage people to come to this space and have conversations with me. I will tell you honestly, after doing the work and integrating the lessons of the books, the podcasts, the resources I'm using, what works for me, what isn't, what is realistic to achieve and what isn't. I think social media has so many things of, do these 12 steps and this will happen, it will change your life. This is how you meet your spirit guides. This is how you manifest the life of your dreams. I think a lot of it is marketing. Some resources are really helpful. And it's kind of getting authenticity back into social media spaces. I want to be that platform. I'm not coming as an expert. I'm coming as somebody who has this passion for life, who wants to know and learn all these different things, doesn't want to be tied down to one area, and then share my findings with you and we can have a conversation. You don't have to agree. If I say this manifestation book, these are all these things I took from it, and you say I read it and I really didn't feel the same, that's absolutely fine. But this purpose is that now this channel is reflecting the fact that I am on a journey of becoming, the university of becoming, I call it. And I want to be a student who is passionate and exploring constantly my entire life. I like to learn and I don't want to ever give that up. I want to share these things with you, and hopefully we can create community where we can share these resources, have a conversation about these things, and that can be my form of sharing. That can be my form of being seen and helping, and showing you, documenting this part of kind of becoming. I'm 30, I've not become yet. This is the beginning of my journey. I feel like turning 30 has been the very beginning. I have the awareness, I have the resources. This feels like day one of enrollment for me. And I want to share that with you. And I think that will help explain to you guys the pivoting between topics that I do. Because if you've seen in my previous videos, I'm interested in so many different things and I don't want to be tied down. But I'm also not selling you anything. I'm not promoting a way of life. I'm exploring all the different avenues of topics that I like, and hopefully we can explore them together. So I just wanted to introduce this and explain that now I've changed my handle to kind of Beth.soul.curriculum, because again, like I said, I think we are souls that have incarnated into a human experience, and I want my social media to reflect that. I would love long term to start a podcast, because I feel like I want to be able to tell you week by week what are topics, what are interests. And also, like, my videos will reflect relationships, health, mental health, as well as psychology, spirituality, all these other things. So I basically say, welcome to Soul Curriculum. Across my different platforms, I'm going to kind of use them as different vehicles. So I think Instagram will become a place that is like the campus or community, places we can talk. I want TikTok to be like the lecture hall, where I can go into some stuff, kind of, you know, useful things I've taken from books and things like that. And then YouTube, like my library, where I can do videos and maybe go into deeper dive on topics. And eventually I'd love to do something like a podcast, because then I can kind of go into different weeks, because some weeks I'm, you know, down the rabbit hole of human design. Some weeks I've got 3 manifestation books out. I'm somebody that's got loads of books and resources, everything scattered around, and I want to embrace that is how I see the world. And for those of you who are like me, you might find a kindred community here in the fact that we all love learning and integrating. But I want this platform to be a kind of put your money where your mouth is. I will read these books, I will do these courses and be interested in these things and do the integration and show you, so that you can see what is a reflection of what is realistic and what is salesy, and help you go through the mire of social media with a lot more clarity and authenticity and honesty. And hopefully this can become a platform that you can trust. and that it's not just kind of selling some vague washy concept, because it's coming from somebody who's passionate about what they're talking about and just wants to share that knowledge with you. So yeah, this is Soul Curriculum now. So I look forward to those of you who are interested in this lifelong journey of learning and becoming. So welcome.